welcome. My name is Kelly, and this is Fanimated, an animation fan podcast where we get a chance to geek out about our favorite animated media. I hope you're all staying cool and comfy this summer. I know it's been really, really hot where I'm at, but we're making it through and just enjoying some extra time in the sun. I have a fantastic list prepared for you. This is going to be the top 10 animated series to watch this summer, and or any summer for that matter. These are just going to be, some light and fun shows that I think just pair well with the summer, whether that is a summer themed show, like it happens in the summer, it happens like in the, like at the beach or whatever, or if it's just kind of, something lighthearted and fun and something you could like watch a couple episodes here or there, watch an episode by the pool, watch an episode, on your vacation while you're waiting for your flight, whatever it is you're doing this summer. I thought these would be kind of a good list of things to watch and to, just chill with. So this is an episode just with me. It's just me and you today. I am kind of prepping some things in advance here, and while I'm talking about that, I'll just say that we will be going on a little bit of a break after this episode, so we'll be back in September sometime. And it's summer. We've gotta take a little break, right? Take a breather. So, without further ado, I'll also say thank you to the patrons over at patreon.com/fanimated for voting on this topic. We had a little poll there to see. I had lots of ideas that maybe I'll get back to at some point for solo episodes here, and it was overwhelmingly positive for the top 10 summer series. So thank you to everyone who voted. And if you want to vote on upcoming episode topics, you can go to patreon.com/fanimated. So these series are in no particular order. Not really. Like, I didn't think too hard about ordering them, partially because, like, I don't know. Was I going to order them in the list of like the best series regardless, or just the best ones for summer? Would I list them in like how relevant they are to summer? You know what I mean? So I did a little bit kind of, but not really. Like, all of these shows are fantastic, and there really isn't any true order. Maybe some at the top are kind of like the most campy and like the most like summer vibes, like summer aesthetic maybe, and then but I don't think it's saying that they're the best in the list. So just take that with a grain of salt. It was more just like I wrote down a whole bunch and ordered them just a little bit. But like I said, they're all just lighthearted. They're all fun. Some of them have some darker episodes, but they're all just like, they're just great to like bring on your trip, or to just sit and binge and just enjoy life. Be happy. So with number 10, and this, I put it as number 10 because it's not summer specific at all. But that is Spy X Family. It's really most relevant to this particular summer, the summer of 2022, because Spy X Family just came out, and the first season is complete. So you can go catch up and watch the whole series, because if you watch anime at all, I think you need to watch this this anime. If you haven't already, you probably already have. But even if you don't watch anime, Spy X Family is just the most silly, fun, just warm-hearted show about a spy named Lloyd who goes undercover in another country and has this, great mission to kind of prevent a war. And in order to do that, he needs to get in contact with this guy who never shows his face. And so the only way to meet him is to meet him at one of his son's school activities. And in order to do that, Lloyd needs a child at this school. And so he goes to an orphanage and adopts Anya, who is the sweetest, most precious girl ever. And what he doesn't know is that she is a psychic and can read minds. And then, of course, through the circumstances, they also need a mom in the family, and they end up, Lloyd gets married to Yor, who is also unknown to him, an assassin. So you have a spy, an assassin, and a mind reader, a telepath, or whatever you say, all in one household, and they are all just hilarious. And it obviously leads to lots of funny, because they're all hiding things. There's their secret identities and stuff, right? But they truly are, they all love each other, and it's all great. And it's just fluffy and fun, and truly, truly one of the best anime ever. It makes me so happy, and I know it will make you happy too. So go watch Spy X Family, please. I've talked about it a lot on the podcast, it seems, and I will talk about it more, but I wanted to make sure I put that on this list because it is happy and fun and lighthearted, and you need to get on that, everybody. Number 9 is also one that I've talked a lot about on the podcast already, and that's Steven Universe. This one definitely has some darker episodes, so it's not all fun and games, but especially at the beginning and throughout, my first thought was, this is a good summer series because you have a lot of time, so you can binge watch this whole thing, because Steven Universe is long. There's a lot of episodes. But it's also they live in Beach City, which is right on the beach, so it's got summer vibes, right? And it's also just for the most part, they're short episodes, they're fun, they're lighthearted, and I feel like that's a good summer vibe. So if you haven't watched Steven Universe and you're an animation fan, I do hope that you will treat yourself. Steven Universe follows a boy who is partially magical. It's kind of magical girl, but it's a magical boy, right? And he lives with his magical aunts, who are all these fantastic moms to him, and they go on adventures and fight aliens, and things get crazier from there. I don't feel like I want to even explain anything further, because if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to spoil that for you. But I'm sure you've heard of Steven Universe if you like animation, and if you haven't watched it, this is the perfect time. It's summer. Hopefully you have some extra time on your hands, sitting at a cabin, or, sitting in a hotel. So I don't know, just put on a couple episodes of Steven Universe here or there. They're only 11-minute long episodes, so it's great. Steven Universe, the music is fantastic too. There's a ton of original music for the series, and it's just such an uplifting show, and I love all those characters so much. It just makes me so happy. So that is an excellent show to be watching this summer. Please, please, please check it out if you haven't already. And if you have, make sure to listen to our podcast episodes on Steven Universe. One of our Steven Universe episodes was actually the very first episode on this entire podcast. So we have lots of other Steven Universe episodes to check out. And for number 8, I put this lower on the list, which I think it could have been higher because it is very summer themed, except I haven't watched the whole thing. And it's Summer Camp Island. Summer Camp Island, just like Steven Universe, is a Cartoon Network series, I believe. And Summer Camp Island follows, I don't know. How do you explain Summer Camp Island? Summer Camp Island is kind of like a mix of Adventure Time and Over the Garden Wall. It's very strange and out there. And and like weird little adventures, strange creatures and magical things happening. But I feel like it has a lot of the Over the Garden Wall like aesthetic. It's Summer Camp Island is very aesthetically pleasing, and it's just like also just like Over the Garden Wall could be like in a storybook. That's what it feels like. It's all very like warm and inviting, except it's also a little bit out there. Just like Over the Garden Wall. Like it basically feels like Over the Garden Wall, except it's all pastels. Except it's summer, you know, instead of it's in the fall, it's in the summer. That's what Summer Camp Island is in my brain. And it's like Adventure Time in that it feels like, you know, little adventures like that, except I feel like Adventure Time is much more abrasive and Summer Camp Island is just like softer and sweeter, if that makes sense. And Summer Camp Island just follows these kids who are at summer camp, but the summer camp is magical and their counselors are witches, and there's magic and monsters and fun times to be had, and everything has a face and everything can talk, and it's a little bit weird and very great. And again, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I hope to this summer, maybe, you know, catch up with it. So check it out and let me know what you think as well. Summer Camp Island. Number 7 is another one that doesn't have anything to do with summer. But it is like just the feeling of summer, I guess, and that's Horimiya. I know. This is a rom-com anime. Horimiya truly is just like zero drama and just fluff. Like it's just fluff, and it's so fantastic. Like there definitely is some deeper stuff. Like the characters are explored and all those things, right? And some of them don't have the greatest time, but like overall, like it really is just like, I mean, it's a love story between these two high school students, and what's fantastic is they get together really early in the series, and most of it is just like them learning to be in a relationship, and like their little day-to-day life things that happen in a relationship. And it's really sweet and really wholesome and a little spicy. It's just great. It's definitely one of my favorite rom-coms. And I know I've talked about it on the show, and hopefully we do a full-length episode on that because it's absolutely fantastic. So that's another summer recommendation just because it's so sweet and wholesome, and like it's all warm and cozy and fuzzy inside. So Horimiya, please check it out. Number 6, we're going back to camp with Camp, which is a Rooster Teeth series. It's available on YouTube, or at least most of it is. And Camp is about Camp Campbell. And it is the most dilapidated, rundown camp that's ever existed. And it advertises basically every single type of camp imaginable. And so every day they do a different thing. So, and all of the kids are all interested in different activities. So it's a magic camp, and it's a science camp, and it's a, drama camp. It's all of those camps combined. And so you have one kid who's like really obsessed with space, and then there's one kid who just skateboards everywhere. Like everyone has their little thing and the thing that they're there to go to camp for, except that they're all doing different things. And it has a very like Gravity Falls vibe. Also warning, this one is mature audiences only. Camp mainly focuses on Max, who is the I don't know, he's just like the pessimistic little kid who is just like hates everything and hates life. And then there's David, one of the counselors, who's like life is fantastic and wonderful, and I'm going to try to get Max to be happy for once. And their dynamic is my favorite dynamic ever, which is, you know, the overly optimistic and then like the super pessimistic person. And it's hilarious. And Max and his friends Neil and Nikki are wreaking havoc on camp, and David has to try to fix it all with a smile on his face. So it's just fun and obviously very summer themed, and also has quite a bit of heart. Like, it's not just a comedy, it's also like, you know, they pull on your heartstrings every once in a while, which I appreciate a lot. So please check out Camp. That's another one that I hope to talk about on the show. Honestly, all of these that I list, I hope to talk about on the show at some point. Number 5. Okay, we're going back to another anime, and this one, again, is just like one of the most lighthearted, wholesome things that is just so sweet and fun to watch, and it's called Sweetness and Lightning. This anime is so underappreciated. Like, it needs more hype, it needs more fans, and I need you all to watch it. So Sweetness and Lightning follows a father and daughter duo. It's just this poor widowed father and his like 5-year-old daughter, and basically he can't cook. He doesn't know how to feed his family since his wife passed away, and he's a teacher, and one of his students, like, her mom owns a restaurant, so she's like, well, I'll teach you how to cook. And so it's the three of them, and it's just cooking. It's just cooking, except sweet and adorable. And like, I don't know how else to explain this show, but like, it truly just, it'll make you want to spend, you know, your time in the kitchen this summer and like making some yummy food for your family. And it's just like these really sweet characters, and it'll add some joy, you know, into your already joy-filled summer, and it's really sweet, and I need to make sure it gets more notice, because it's not one you know, that ends up on a lot of lists and things, because like it is this very specific vibe, and it's this light, sweet summer vibe. So check out Sweetness and Lightning, please. I beg of you, please. It's so good. And just thinking about it makes me want to go rewatch it. So check it out. Number 4 is one of the best series on Netflix, and it's Hilda. Hilda is, again, just this sweet summer vibe. And this one definitely has some darker episodes too. Very much kid appropriate. I just mean that like they definitely know how to pull on your emotions. And Hilda has that like sense of summer adventure, which is just like perfect. And it's just, again, like like I was talking with Summer Camp Island, it's just like, it's pastels. That's the way I describe summer, is like through colors. I don't know. But it's like that kind of sweet, simple adventure, and like Hilda just follows this girl Hilda, and they live in a land with trolls and like elves, and like, but not in the way you'd think. Like, it's like the trolls are like stone and the elves are really small, and like just like all these very like, it's like small hidden wonders, I guess, kind of feeling, you know. And it's like this magical like breath of fresh air world. And Hilda, it's very like a nature focused show of like, you know, nature versus industry a lot, and like stuff like that, protect the wilds and things like that. That's kind of the overall themes and messages usually. But it's Hilda going on her adventures with her friends. Her mom is literally one of the best mothers in animation history. Like, she and her mom have such a fantastic relationship, because like her mom is part of the story. Her mom is part of the adventures a lot of the times. And and it's not just like we're going to leave the mom at home all the time. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of kids shows is just like the parents aren't involved at all, and Hilda's mom is involved, okay? Like and they're not perfect. Like they get into fights and they resolve conflict, and I just think that is seriously just like some of the best representation for like kids to be watching shows where like, you know, they have healthy relationships with their parents, but it's not just like, oh, the parents are letting them do whatever, but it's like, oh no, there's still like a structure here, you know, and it's obviously this show isn't just for kids. I watch every single episode like religiously. It's such a fantastic series, and it's a perfect time to watch it. Just like enjoy an episode here or there. Not all of them are too strung together, so again, you can kind of like just take it episode by episode. Honestly, I feel like almost everything on this list is pretty like, you know, you can just take one episode at a time, which I think is good for a summer series, because, you know, you've got stuff going on in the summer, and like I feel like, you know, in the winter maybe you have time to just sit down and watch like 5 hours in a row, but like in the summer you might be out and about. So Hilda's another good one where you can just kind of watch one episode here and there throughout your summer. So check it out. It's beautiful. The animation is just chef's kiss. So please watch Hilda, please. And yeah, I think there's even more coming out. There's always more. Number 3 is going back to anime, and it's Laid Back Camp. Again, perfect for summer because it's all about camping. This is the best of both worlds, where it's like, it's all about camp. It's all about like, it's not even just about summer. Like they are out in, you know, the cold sometimes too, but it's just these high school girls who all love to go camping, and it's just like slice of life and fun and chill. And it's like they, you know, go buy a new, you know, camping chair, and then they go camping and they eat yummy food. It's all very cozy and sweet, and it's just like wholesome and adorable, and you just want to like cozy up with some, you know, like s'mores and stuff. So it's Laid Back Camp is just one of those really special shows that isn't, you know, it's I don't know how to explain. Like, Sweetness and Lightning is even more fluffy than Laid Back Camp, because Laid Back Camp is all fluff for sure, but like it still has like, it's still like, not that Sweetness and Lightning isn't, I shouldn't have compared them, but basically they're both like slice of life, chill anime that just talk about one thing, right? Sweetness and Lightning is basically about food. Laid Back Camp is about camping, okay? But it's just like cute girls doing cute things, the show, right? And it's just fun, and like, I don't know, it'll make you want to go camping, and now's the perfect time to camp because it's summer. I don't know what else you want me to say. Laid Back Camp. It's so sweet. Okay. The last two are maybe less chill. Like, all of my recommendations are very chill in summer. But number 2 is Great Pretender. The anime, it's on Netflix, and Great Pretender is, I put it on this list because it is wild, it's adventurous, you know, they're traveling all over the world, and it's bright and fun, and I think a good, like, I don't know, just like, you need something lighthearted and great, but also definitely has a through line and more of a story. It's not, you know, all of these slice of life series. But Great Pretender is about basically a team of con artists who go around the world and con other con artists. And it's like the best premise, and also some of the best animation. It's so unique and bright and just like gorgeous, and the characters are hilarious, and yet there are times where it's like very, like, these characters' backstories are crazy and things go deep and dark. I would say that I would put caution with this series too, in terms of maturity, at least with action and some violence and some topics too of there's some drugs and some things like that. So I don't there might be some language as well. I don't quite remember, but maybe a little bit more mature audiences for Great Pretender. But yeah, it will definitely suck you in, and it's wild and fun. It's honestly one of the best anime that's on Netflix right now. And like, I don't know how to describe it. You just gotta watch an episode and you'll be laughing and also on the edge of your seat. It's just a clever show. It's clever and wild and crazy and ridiculous. The things, the shenanigans they get up to are absolutely bonkers. And so that I thought that would be a fun one to add to your summer watch list. And then number one, like this really is number one. This is for sure. If you're recommending shows to watch in the summer, this is automatically the first thing I will say, and that's Gravity Falls. We do have a full-length episode on Gravity Falls. Check it out if you need me to gush about it for an hour. But Gravity Falls is the Disney series that is about Dipper and Mabel Pines, the Pines twins, who are 12 years old, and they are sent up to Gravity Falls, Oregon, to spend their entire summer with their great uncle Stan. And Grunkle Stan, great uncle Grunkle Stan, is basically is also a kind of a con artist, and runs the tourist trap, the Mystery Shack, where he talks about all these spooky, crazy things that happen in Gravity Falls, and just like has his showmanship and is just like gets everyone's money, all the tourists' money, and all the road trippers, and gets them stuck in the Mystery Shack. So Dipper and Mabel, however, they find out that maybe not all the things Stan talks about in his show, but a lot of other things that are mysterious and crazy and supernatural are actually indeed happening in Gravity Falls. So it's a series of the wild and crazy supernatural and monsters and all these sorts of things that Dipper and Mabel run into that, of course, Stan doesn't believe actually exist. So there's that good dynamic there. And so Dipper and Mabel are the quote-unquote mystery twins who are out solving mysteries and like discovering crazy new things. It's kind of, Gravity Falls is just like one of the best animated series ever, like hard stop. Like, it's such a solid show. There's like great just like little episodic things and also a fantastic overarching storyline. I truly am just such a deep fan of the show, and had been watching episodes coming out since like episode 5 or 6. That's when I started watching this show, and like it has such a special place in my heart, especially, but it embodies the feeling of summer and the adventure of summer, and it's hilarious. It's absolutely just hilarious, and it's just a fun time. It's an absolutely fantastic watch. So if you have not watched Gravity Falls, that is absolutely my number one. It definitely does have some more adventurous, crazy, sad episodes and such, but for the most part, in general, is very lighthearted and enjoyable. So there it is. My whole list. Let me go through it again. Number 10, Spy X Family. Number 9, Steven Universe. Number 8, Summer Camp Island. Number 7, Horimiya. Number 6, Camp. Number 5, Sweetness and Lightning. Number 4, Hilda. Number 3, Laid Back Camp. Number 2, Great Pretender. And number 1 is Gravity Falls. So let me know what would be on your list. Let me know what you think of anything on my list. And what kind of shows do you watch in the summer? Because this is the kind of thing I want to watch. Is just like lighthearted and fun and chill and good vibes. And, you know, if you're watching some crazy wild something else, I don't know, let me know. I'm always up for recommendations too. So you can email me at fanmatedpodcast@gmail.com. You can reach me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube at fanmatedpodcast. The music is written by Jamie Krause and I did the art. You can find my Instagram at CandorDraw. And thank you again to the patrons who voted on this episode topic. It was really fun to kind of put together a list and to touch on and talk about some shows that we don't always talk about, as well, of course, as the shows that we talk about constantly. But yeah, there's your list. So let me know what you think and what you're watching this summer. And yeah, hope you have a fantastic summer. And again, we'll be back in 3 weeks or more, just taking a little break, which I appreciate as we just enjoy a little extra time off. So in the meantime, stay tuned and stay animated. Okay, so like I was going to put the Owl House on this list because I can't stop talking about the Owl House, except for the fact that I realized that, like, listen, the Owl House is great, but it's also like pretty dark and maybe isn't the best like chill summer vibe. But if you are meaning to watch the Owl House, now's the time. Get caught up so you can be ready for season 3. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'll try to stop talking about the Owl House. Goodbye.